I got a question for you. Can you read people's minds? Like the show thinking option when you give an AI a prompt. Hi, I'm Katya, artist and author. And no, I cannot read people's minds. But today I can try and give you a little bit of a hint at how mine works. Right now, I'm working on a pretty big project. It's a collection of 3 stories that are based on motifs from folk songs and tales. And it's called Bedtime Stories, although with some monsters and an occasional chase scene. Every story is going to have its own title page and about 4 illustrations. The main character for one of the stories is a young woman. She's looking for something, but also running away from monsters. She ends up hiding from them in a tree, and this is where most of the story happens. But enough talking, let's get straight to business. And as always, we start with a blank page. The young woman, that's the main character, is wearing a dress that was made by her father, a tailor. And the dress has a floral pattern. And also gold work embroidery. And as she's running away, the dress gets broken and starts falling apart. Okay. Falling apart. So, about the flowers, I'm gonna choose one of my favorite flowers, a garden rose. Because it doesn't look so, perfect and mature. It's very fresh and gentle, but also a little bit messy. I also want some pastel colors as a contrast to the darkness of the whole story and the scene in particular. And the garden rose and the color scheme, it sort of gives me this Marie Antoinette vibe. Antoinette. And also, by the way, Marie Antoinette also had a great relationship with her father as the main character. To brighten it up a little bit, for an accent, I would add some, I don't know, something brighter, like pomegranates, maybe? You can try. Also, reminds me a little bit of Persephone right away. Yeah. And maybe just the pink and the red. We're gonna add something. So it's pink and red. We add a little bit of a, I don't know, maybe light blue. Like forget-me-nots, maybe? Because the rose is big and the pomegranates are pretty weighty. So we're gonna try some forget-me-nots. Me-nots. Okay. So we got the floral pattern, the gold thread. I'm gonna think about it. Also, okay, as for the falling apart, the concept, the idea of brokenness is central to the theme of the story, and also wanna show it in the illustration a little bit? So why don't I try to make it as a piece of fabric that's been torn? Fabric that's torn. That's torn. It's torn. As a young girl, she can be in certain situations pretty fragile. And when I think fragile, I think about paper cutouts. Paper cutouts. Oh, and because she's hiding in a tree, it's the tree of life motif that comes usually in a couple of shapes. So we're gonna try those. Okay. Oh, and maybe now that we also have this gold thread piece that we have to put somewhere, why don't I try to combine the gold thread, like the gold part, and the paper cutouts? Okay. So this ideas sort of interact and work together. So we got the rose that gives us complexity because of its layers that also help create volume and complexity. Because the girl, she can be naive sometimes, but she's definitely not shallow. Given all this, I'm gonna try a few thumbnail sketches. So the traditional paper cutouts in Belarus, if we're talking about a tree motif, they normally come in like most often come in certain shapes that are circular, oval, a spade that can be like this or like this. Yeah, what a spade. Okay, and we can also try at invert spade. Alrighty, so if I put the rose in the center, then I have to add pomegranates all around the rose. I don't know. Okay. Now, if I put the rose in the middle here, I will have to do the same. Put pomegranates all over the place, which is pretty Marie Antoinette kind of pattern. But I'm not sure I like that there's so many pomegranates. They're sort of distract from the rows, but okay, I'm gonna look how the others come out. And also, one of the key features of the recent cutouts is that they are mostly symmetrical, which also helps us with the fabric pattern creation. Okay, maybe I just reduce the number of pomegranates. Okay, and I would have to fill it with leaves, maybe? And then add. These are forget-me-nots. Okay, let's go with the final piece sketch. So I'm gonna put the rose a little bit down there. Because I've already figured out I want less pomegranates. Okay, so this is the another variant of this stage design. Okay, so I'm not sure about the circle. It looks a little bit simple. And this one also just the angles here. Not a big fan. And it also looks a little bit like ice cream, popsicle, something. I really do love this one, the oval shape, but it's a little bit crowded because of all of these pomegranates. Although I really, really do like the oval shape. But this one kind of works. And if I turn it over, it also looks like a skirt. That's a little bit over the top, but and for a young girl, yeah, that sort of does. Okay, so I'm gonna try to work a little bit more on this one. I like this one too, but this one is like my favorite. Okay, so let's go with this one. Okay, so here I'm gonna put the rose. Here go the pomegranates. These would be forget-me-nots. Right over here. So here I'm creating a paper cutout effect. I'm gonna add some leaves to the tree. Sort of fringy looking, frilly, like the dress. Maybe some more forget-me-nots for the blue accent. Okay. Maybe some more leaves down here. And, and if we really go over the top, I want to add some here. Oh, okay. So I'm pretty happy with this one. I really love it. Okay. And it's approved. There we go. We got the preliminary sketch. So there you have it, a journey from a blank page to a final concept to a sketch. Brainstorming, you see, is not about perfection. It's about exploring possibilities and trusting your intuition to find an image that speaks to you. Now that the concept is finalized, it's time to bring the illustration to life. What do you think about the direction I'm going in? Please leave me a comment. If you want to see a final piece and follow the progress of the bedtime stories collection, please consider subscribing to the channel. See you soon on the way of the crane. Bye.